Are you a gaming enthusiast who is constantly worrying about the release of GTA 6? Then there are some games similar to GTA 5 but with a different theme and feel. These games could be released before GTA 6. It is pretty unlikely that GTA 6 will be released before 2024, so playing these games would help us while we wait. But before we start, this video is not about clones of GTA 5, but certain games that will help you do specific activities in GTA 5, like hunting, open world driving, games that use simulators, heists, and other similar things that are done while playing GTA 5. At number 1, we have the Mafia 3. Hangar 13 and 2K Games released Mafia 3. It is a third installment in the Mafia series and the sequel to Mafia 2. The plot is set in 1968 in the fictional city of New Bordeaux, based in New Orleans, and it follows former criminal and Vietnam War veteran Lincoln Clay. He's compelled to return to a life of crime to assist his adopted family in resolving problems with the local mafia family. Following the mafia's betrayal and death of his family, Lincoln sets out to seek revenge while constructing a criminal empire. This is one of the best in-depth crime stories you could ever find. The narrative side is almost flawless, with great character depth and presentation. The story being well acted for give gamers the thrill of starting with the game. But this game still has its negatives. The gameplay is not the best that you can find, as not entirely developed after the last part of the game, Mafia 2. Next up, we have the Hunter Call of the Wild. This is a little different from Grand Theft Auto. You've never played a hunting game like Hunter Call of the Wild before. Get into an immersive open environment brimming with life, with true-to-life animals, to the rustle of leaves above you as you pursue your prey. You have the option of going it alone or teaming up with pals to go hunting. Remember that you're not merely a bystander in this world, you are a live, breathing number of it. The excitement is fantastic when you finally notice a gorgeous crest of your first red deer through the undergrowth. This might not be as exciting as other real-world simulator games, but being extremely intriguing and immersive to get you started with a hunting game. You can use a four-wheelers to move around fast. Still, usually you are stalking behind the prey, in stealth using all hunter-oriented weapons. Having an excellent multiplayer option, this game stands out as something you should try. If you have the patience to try something different from Grand Theft Auto, we highly recommend this game to you. VNG Drive. It is primarily a vehicle simulation game. If crashing cars is your favorite part about Grand Theft Auto, then trust me, you'll love this game. VNG Drive doesn't get the best narrative or deals from Heist. It is all about crashing cars and the fun it is like no other game can provide. It uses soft body physics to deal with handling impact and other games cannot offer. Campaigns and time travel mode are among the gameplay modes and simulations available in VNG Drive. In time trials, the player chooses a vehicle, a level, and a route, and competes against their own best time. Campaigns are a collection of minor scenarios and specific themes, races, chases, stunts, etc. Players can explore and experiment with levels in free roam, which allows them to operate, place, and modify objects and vehicles within the group and change the environmental factors like gravity and wind to inflict harm upon their cars. Players can use various things ranging from roadblocks to guns. Soft body physics are used to control both the vehicle and the player. Number 4. Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 picks up 6 years after its predecessor, with Rico Rodriguez returning to his hometown of Medici, a fictional Mediterranean island republic ruled by the dictator General Sebastiano di Ravallo. The game is performed in a third person and allows players to explore Medici Island in an open world setting. Just Cause 3 garnered a mixed response from critics. Critics acclaimed its open-ended gameplay, demolition mechanics, and emphasis on player action. The game's narrative, which some found cliched and unoriginal, and its performance concerns, particularly on console versions, were also criticized. Just Cause 3 is an action-adventure game that takes place in the third person. The world is 400 square miles, or 1,000 kilometers squared, in size, which is close to the scale of the world in Just Cause 2. On the other hand, its volumetric terrain has been enhanced to allow more vertical, allowing players to fly up and explore caverns, climb up buildings more effectively and realistically. The game's universe is divided into 5 biomes, each with its own sets of monuments and sceneries. a vast selection of weaponry, including assault rifles, missile launchers, shotguns, RPGs, and vehicles, such as fighter planes, ships, exotic cars are available in the game. In addition to the equipment supplied, the user can customize these vehicles and use them as weapons. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an action-adventure game set in the Wild West. The game is set in an open-world environment with a fictitious depiction of the western, midwestern, and southern United States in 1899, during the latter half of the Wild West era. In the turn of the 20th century, it is played from a first-person or third-person perspective. The game has a single-player and a multiplayer option, which was released under the name Red Dead Online. The player controls Outlaw Arthur Morgan, a member of the Vanderling the gang. For the majority of the game, he completes numerous missions, linear scenarios with set objectives to progress through the story. Narratively and mechanically, they couldn't have got better with this game. So if you're a GTA enthusiast, you can have loads of fun playing this game. Sleeping Dogs. It is very much in the lines of Grand Theft Auto, but interestingly, this game is set in Asia. The action-adventure computer game Sleeping Dogs was created by United Front Games and published by Square Enix, European affiliates. It was first released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Windows platform. The plot is set in a contemporary Hong Kong and follows an undercover Chinese-American cop to infiltrate the Sun On Yi triad. Shen's the name of the protagonist, fighting, shooting, and parkour talents, and gear that can be used for combat. And explorations are the center of the game. To acquire content and progress the tale, players must perform missions, but they can also freely roam the game's open world setting and engage in legal and illegal activities. The melee combat in Sleeping Dogs has been compared to that of Batman Arkham Asylum, in that it allows players to battle opponents from any direction with the attack, grapple, and counter moves. And it may be done without any weapons to execute attacks. These three basic attacks are strung together, along with the character's movements, when foes are defeated with multiple moves in rapid successions or by environmental attacks. The player's face meter fills up faster. Environmental attacks involve dragging adversaries to specific objects, when Shen then uses it to defeat opponents. Knives and tire irons are accessible as melee weapons, although they break after extended usage. While operating a car, the user can perform action hijacks. Shen is compelled to leave from his car and steal another in motion. Due to these events, Shen's health depletes when he takes damage in battle. This can be avoided by seeking cover whenever possible. The character will resurrect in the hospital if the health bar is empty. A heat meter on the HUD indicates police response if a player encourages Shen to commit crimes. The meter shows Shen's current wanted status. If it reaches 5, then all cops will go after him very hard. When Shen is obscured by the cops' line of sight, the meter goes down. Even when Shen escapes from the wanted area, police officers will continue their search for him. And if he is found, the chase will be resumed. If Shen is killed or captured by authorities during the mission, the player can restart from the last checkpoint. That is all we have for you today. As you wait for the GTA 6 launch, you can enjoy these above listed games and live it to the fullest. Let us know how you feel about them in the comment section down below. Anyway, see you soon with more exciting stuff. Until then, goodbye.